sale of an asset. So whenever there is a sale of an asset, what we do is we compare the WDV as on the date of the sale to arrive at the profit and loss. For example, say asset is purchased in year 1, this is a cost, then this is a depreciation for year 1, and then we arrive at a WDV at the beginning of year 2. Then we reduce depreciation for year 2 and we arrive at a WDV at the beginning of year 3. Now say the asset is sold in year 3. It is sold in the middle of year 3. So what we do is we calculate the depreciation till the date of sale. And then we arrive at a WDV as on the date of sale. Now this WDV is compared to your selling price at which the asset is sold. If the WDV is less than the selling price, then it is profit on sale of asset. If WDV is greater than the selling price, then it is loss on the sale of asset. And this profit and loss is separately recorded. Profit on sale of asset and loss on sale of asset is separately recorded in your books, and at the year end it is considered in your profit and loss account. So this was about a sale of an asset. Ways of accounting for depreciation. Now we will see what are the different ways of accounting for depreciation. So one way is it is charged to fixed asset directly, and the other one is provision for depreciation account is separately maintained. It is also known as accumulated depreciation account. So say if it is charged directly to the fixed asset, let us see all the scenarios. In case of purchase of asset, your entry will be asset account debit to bank account or debtors account. In case of provision for depreciation also, the entry will be same. Now, when you charge depreciation at the end of the year, when you charge it to fixed asset account, your entry will be depreciation account debit to asset account. When you create provision for depreciation account separately, the entry for the depreciation will be depreciation account debit. Now instead of crediting asset account, we will credit provision for depreciation account. So here the asset account will not get reduced by the amount of depreciation. So in this method, your asset account will be always reflected at the cost of purchase of the asset plus installation, and your provision for depreciation will have the accumulated depreciation over the years. So this provision for depreciation account is also known as accumulated depreciation account. Then at the end of the year, we transfer this depreciation to P&L. So the entry will be profit and loss account debit to depreciation account. Now this will be same even in the case of provision for depreciation, because the amount is in depreciation account and that needs to be transferred to profit and loss account. Now we will see the entries, accounting entries, when there is sale of asset. Now whenever there is a sale of asset, this is the method wherein we charge to fixed asset, and here provision for depreciation account is maintained. So whenever there is a sale of an asset, what we do is depreciation till the date of sale is calculated. Now in the case wherein it is charged to the fixed account, what we do is this depreciation, we will charge it to fixed asset. So depreciation account debit to fixed asset account, whatever is the amount of depreciation till the date of sale, we charge it to the fixed account. In case of provision for depreciation account, what we do is we don't charge it to fixed asset, we take it separately in provision for depreciation account. So the entry will be your depreciation account debit to provision for depreciation account, and the amount of depreciation till the date of sale. Then, so whenever there is a sale, what we need to do in the case of provision for depreciation method is that what happens here is the fixed asset is at the cost, and provision for depreciation is we showing the total accumulated depreciation for all the asset. So what we need to do is we need to create one more sale of asset account, and in sale of asset account what we need to do is we need to transfer your cost of asset, that particular asset which is sold, to the sale of asset account, and whatever is the accumulated depreciation on that asset till the date of sale to that sale of asset account. So when the asset is transferred to the sale of asset account, your entry will be your sale of asset account debit to fixed asset account. Here what you do is you transfer that cost of fixed asset whichever is sold to sale of asset account. Now you transfer whatever is the accumulated depreciation provision for that asset till the date of sale to the sale of asset account. So provision for depreciation account debit to sale of asset account. Now what has happened because of this, your sale of asset account, if you see sale of asset account has been debited by the cost of asset, and the sale of asset account is credited by whatever is the accumulated depreciation on that particular asset. So your sale of asset account, when you see, it reflects the WDV of that asset on the date of sale. Whereas in this case wherein you charge it directly to the fixed asset already has the WDV as on the date of sale. So you need not create any separate sale of asset account in this method when you charge depreciation directly to the fixed asset. Now when you have sold it, you must have received some cash or bank. So cash or bank account debit to fixed asset in this method when you charge it to fixed asset. Now here what you do is you cash or bank account debit. Now since you have taken everything to sale of asset account, you will take this to sale of asset account. Sale of asset account. So now the next. Now you have a profit or loss on the sale of asset. So in case of profit, debit fixed asset account debit to profit on sale. Profit on sale of asset. Now this profit on sale will be transferred to your P&L account at the end of the year. Now in case of loss, the entry will be loss on sale account debit to fixed asset account. Okay, now when you are maintaining a provision for depreciation, you have already taken the cost of the fixed asset and accumulated depreciation from that particular fixed asset account and accumulated depreciation account to sale of asset account. So whenever there is a sale of an whenever there is a sale of asset and profit on sale, the entry will be sale of asset account debit to profit on sale, and for loss it will be loss on sale account debit to sale of asset account. So the sale of asset account is for the convenience. Okay, a separate account is maintained and all the records related to those fixed assets are maintained separately. Now the sale of asset account, if you look, what we have done is the sale of asset account so we have debited the cost, then we have credited accumulated depreciation till the date of sale, then whatever are the amount that is received, we have credited those also, those amount, that is whatever sales proceeds. Right, so now whatever is the balance amount, that will be your profit and loss on the sale of asset, either profit or loss. So at the end of the particular period, when you record the profit and loss on sale, your sale of asset will have no balance or nil balance. Okay, so whatever was the balance in the sale of asset, that will either go as a profit or it will go as a loss. So if the sale proceed is greater than the WDV, then it will go as a profit or loss. So at the end of the transaction or the end of the period, when the profit and loss is recorded, your balance in sale of asset account will be nil. So this was about the way in which you can record the accounting entries for depreciation and other related accounting entries whenever there is a sale of an asset. And there are two methods. One is you can directly charge it to fixed asset, or we can maintain a separate account for accumulated depreciation or provision for depreciation.